All right, folks. Yeah, so here we are. We're back again reacting to this. We're gonna play the intro first and then get into it and everything. But honestly, wow, just I don't think I've ever been more happy after a loss. As sad as that is to say, but I took away some positives tonight, honestly. And you would have thought this team would have folded, honestly, after everything that they went through from Friday coming into this game. You would have thought they would have been shaken. They would have been upset. But let's start the stream. What is he saying? The stream has already started. Start the stream. Oh, yeah, the stream's already started. But yeah, I mean, you would have thought they would have folded, but honestly, first half, that was a pissed off football team that you saw. A few mistakes here and there. First half, they gave them two TDs. The other two, UNC had to work for them. Overall, I'm impressed. I can honestly wholeheartedly say I'm impressed. But as always, don't go anywhere. Intros next. We're gonna roll that, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the numbers and everything from there. But sit back, relax. Here we go. All right. So first things first. What did we learn tonight? The first thing we learned is this: FAMU has a quarterback. They got a quarterback, and no, I'm not gonna say that. But FAMU's got a quarterback. Oh, here we go. Moose is that guy. Yeah, he is. He is. Good God. And it's almost midnight. I'm still up doing this. But yeah, no, Moose is that guy. I think honestly, early on, his poise, he earned it. He earned it. And I think it's obviously a no-brainer as to why he is the guy coming out of fall camp. And I think that it's an absolute no-brainer that you have to roll with him next week as well. It's a no-brainer because honestly, the fact that he was able to do what he did with a patchwork offensive line speaks volumes. Because and then you look at the fact that he converts two fourth downs on a 12-play drive, gets a roughing the passer call on another drive, scores, drops a dime for a TD, goes almost basically pound for pound in the passing totals. He was 28 of 38. Drake May was 29 of 37. Their numbers were, as far as completions, they're almost identical. 279 passing yards, two TDs, one interception. And I know Ace is in the comment section probably boasting about how he predicted this on Wednesday night. Because I mean, I gotta give him his credit where his credit's due. He did predict this, and I know he's gonna probably hop in the comment section here soon. But it's incredible. It's incredible. One little interception, honestly, and I think the interception, quite honestly, is the one play that determined the outcome of the outcome of the second half. I mean, not the second half. It determined the ending of the first half. So, I mean, that's okay. That's that partially to blame. That is a little bit of coaching, and that is a little bit of Musa. He floated it, but that's correctable. Quite honestly, I don't think that I don't care what anybody has in this conference. This is the best team FAMU's going to see all season, and to stand toe to toe with them and play pissed off and hungry like they did. I like FAMU's chances even with a patchwork offensive line. Because sooner or later, freshmen and guys like TJ Demis, I give credit to guys like TJ Demis, Kareem Burke, they stepped up when their number was called. They made the most of their opportunities tonight. Love y'all, but it's just crazy. We did call a pick too. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's crazy. It actually is true. We did predict an interception. Oh, yeah, those of you that are watching, if you want to comment, head over to YouTube because the Twitter comment section for some odd reason is not working. I don't know why. Or if you're watching on Facebook, you can pitch in and comment. But yeah, no, it is crazy that we actually did predict that. I'll find it later on. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us had a worry of, what were we going to see tonight as far as who was able to play and who wasn't. And then I think the fact that when I saw the ACC network come out and say 3 guys that are starters from last season are not eligible to play, that sucked to see. But quite honestly, I felt a little bit better about what we were missing and what we needed to get better at. But it does make you wonder, what if we don't have those 20 guys missing? What if we get that problem taken care of when it was supposed to be taken care of? How does the first half go? Think about it. How does it go? How does the rest of the SWAC perceive us? Because I can tell you now, the rest of the SWAC's shaking in their boots right now. Coach Prime, Dion, oh, you better have a good week of practice this week. Because, dude, that patchwork O-line, they just need to hold up just long enough. They just need to hold up for at least a minimum, I say 3 seconds. And anything can happen. Oh, yeah. Dude, they are. Yeah, they played hard. They're going to give Jackson State a lot of problems. This low-key was going to be the best team that they will play this year, too. Oh, yeah, no, it is. It is. And I think Josh Downs, I feel sorry for – oh, wow, now they're trying to compare Jameis Winston in 2013 to Drake May. Look, I'm sorry. Drake May is not Jameis Winston from 2013. They need to stop. The 75% pass completion percentage, 5 TDs. No. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're really. I might take FAMU after this next week. Yeah, it's gonna depend because honestly, who do you get back? Who are you gonna get back? Isaiah Lane makes a huge difference. He would have made a huge difference because you saw Xavier Smith's production. I think it was 10 catches for 78 yards. Imagine if Isaiah Land had played, because there were honestly moments where his backup was almost getting home. So I think, yeah, if he'd have played, it would have made a difference. Nani? I don't know what you mean by that, Ace. Drake May. No. This is what the ACC network is doing right now. They're literally comparing Drake May to Jameis Winston. Drake May, no offense to us, but Drake May didn't play as good of a team. Jameis Winston in that 2013 FSU team, that first game against Pitt, Aaron Donald was on that team, who is honestly now probably the most feared defensive lineman in the NFL. Damn, you got a quarterback. They look dangerous. Yeah, oh yeah. Exactly. That, and I think that early on was what the team was missing. Yeah, they ran the table and went 9-3 last year, but you got to think, and I think this was another game too where you needed to find your identity. You had to find your identity. Oh yeah, no, I'm proud of him too. Yeah, I'm proud of him. Hey, look, Ace, we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it on Wednesday. We're gonna have fun with this now. But yeah, I mean, man, look, I think they found their quarterback. Musa looked really good. Musa last year. Yeah, they'd have Musa last year. Oh, easily. You cruise to what? You're 12-1. You cruise to a 12-1 record. Number 4 was getting cooked. That's Kamani King, the Iowa State transfer. Yeah, he. See, here's the thing. I'm gonna throw him a bone this week because look, I think that he had the task of having to cover Josh Downs in the slot. And I think that's the best wide receiver. I don't care what people out of Jackson say. No, I don't think Jackson State has a wide receiver better than Josh Downs. I really don't. I don't. And how do I know this? I can guarantee you, Josh Downs is going to get taken before any wide receiver at Jackson State gets taken in the draft. Watch. I would put money on it. That's why I say Josh Downs is the best wide receiver FAMU's going to see this season. And even he was limited for the most part. He only had one catch in the first quarter. He was really limited. Did they surprise me today? Yes, they surprised me today. I'd be lying to you if I say that they didn't surprise me today because you think chances against JSU. Honestly, what I'll do is I'll find some time this week to look back over Jackson State's Celebration Bowl game and their game against Prairie View in the select title game. And I'll look back at their spring game and get back to you on that for their chances against JSU. I can't promise I'll look over all of it by Wednesday, but when Zay land and Anthony Dunn Jr. come back, the pass rush is going to be elite. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. And this is where I'm hoping the NCAA throws us a bone this week and just says, hopefully they realize what we're doing. From what it sounds like, Willie Simmons realizes that the needle's being moved a little bit and that they're getting guys back. Because, look, it was 26. I trust Allison more than I trust the ACC network, as crazy as that is to believe, because Allison actually works in Tallahassee. I trust the number of 20 because she said it was 26 on Thursday night, and then you had 20 down to 20 on Friday. So I trust the fact that I think you'll move the needle and get more back. Downs clears. Oh, yeah, easy. I think he'll have another 1,000-yard season for UNC, given the fact that Drake May showed out. But, again, we'll see what he does when they get to ACC play. How many players going to hold him? Look, hey, it all depends on who wins their appeal. From what I know, now that they've actually said it, and I think now that everyone basically knows it, BJ Bowler, he's appealing. Hopefully he's back this week. Isaiah Land's appealing. Hopefully he's back. I know Jordan Moore, I believe he's appealing. He should be back this week, God willing. If you can get all three of those guys back, that's a huge boost for the defense. That's 3 fresh bodies that nobody has film on this season so far, at least. And then it adds another element to the pass rush because the thing I feel the most confident about is Isaiah Land was missed, but his backup was getting pressure. You should do a membership. Yeah, I saw that earlier. Me and Ace are going to actually work on that this week. We're going to take care of that. But yeah, I think that was the one thing I noticed, though, was the fact that even Isaiah Land's backup was getting pressure. The backups were getting decent amount of pressure. Not the pressure you want, but then again, it is UNC's line. UNC's line is probably the best line you're going to see this season. They got some Ohio State transfers along that line. So I think, honestly, I like the chances when we do start conference play. So, I mean, honestly, hey, you never know. This might have been a blessing in disguise, as really, really, really effed up as that may sound. It may have been. Because now, look, if you get those guys back next week, they're all fresh and they're all ready to go. And a lot of guys, like some of the freshmen, Kareem Burke and TJ Demis, they got a game under their belt. They have experience against some quality opponents. All I'm going to say is, look, I was like a lot of you. I was worried going into next week. Now, not so much. Bro, we lost 3 offensive linemen tonight and wide receivers. Sharita was already banged up. And I do like the chances of this wide receiving core still, given the fact that you have quality depth. You still got Manigo. You still got Xavier Smith. You still got Trevonte Davis and company. You still have guys. So Kobe Gross, I believe, tight end from Florida State that transferred in, he's still healthy. So you still got your options on offense. You still have your option. And then the fact too, look, a guy like Musa, doesn't matter who he's throwing the ball to, as long as they're dependable and they can make plays, you're in the game regardless. The 3 offensive linemen, that hopefully that is something that's addressed. Hopefully it's not too serious and those guys can get back in time for Sunday. Then that's the other added bonus. Special teams looked all right. Yeah, special teams look good. I don't know what it is. Let me see. I don't know what it is, but I got a feeling FAMU going to shock a lot of people. Oh, yeah. No, honestly, I think a lot of people looked at it and thought FAMU's wounded heavily and there's no chance they're going to get off the mat. I was honestly more worried about the longevity of how do you survive 4 weeks without some of these guys possibly. I like our chances against Alabama A&M too. I really do. I think you can beat Alabama A&M and all the transfers that they brought in, and they basically just got a whole new roster. So James Ass was missing too. Yeah, hopefully he appeals. Hopefully a lot of these guys are able to appeal and come back next week. Really, I hope Cameron Coven is able to appeal and come back next week because, like I said earlier, you have 17 offensive linemen in total, according to the team website. 7 of those guys were available tonight. Some of those guys are still battling injuries. If you can get at least 12 to travel to Miami, you got a shot. Or you have a better shot than what you already have. I'll say it like that. So I think it is critical that you can get some of these guys back healthy. And hopefully I'm hoping that the injuries that were sustained tonight by the 3 offensive linemen is not as bad as it looks. Although I will say Big 77 that transferred in from USF, I think his name's Cesar Ruiz. I hate to poke at injuries because I've had knee injuries before too. That's a case of where you need to wear knee braces as an offensive lineman. You have to. I think every lineman should. I think it's a requirement in the NFL. Every lineman needs to be wearing knee braces. So that's what I'm going to say to that, quite honestly. But overall, I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. I liked what I saw. I can't really say much more. I liked what I saw, given the fact that we gave up 56 points. But again, you won't see nobody in the SWAC is going to be able to do or replicate what UNC replicated tonight. Nobody. And again, Jackson State better be ready. They better be ready. I know a lot of Jackson State's O-line has been a question all spring. I think FAMU's going to cause a lot of problems. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Their offensive line was an issue even during the spring season that coming out of COVID. Their offensive line was an issue and stuff. And we're definitely going to see what happens. You know, someone asked me earlier what was my take of Shedeur Sanders. Quite honestly, I still think he's a quality talent. I think he's a good athlete. But I'll say this too. He's not cool, calm, and collected like Jeremy Moose is. I think Moose is better than him as far as responding to adversity and dealing with pressure in the pocket. I think Shedeur is still a little bit more trigger happy than Jeremy Moose is, because Moose walked in there cool, calm, and collected tonight. Ain't too many quarterbacks in the SWAC staring in the face of pressure of a Power 5 team like what he did tonight. Nobody's doing that. Nobody else is doing that. JSU is ready. Yeah, I hope so. We're not coming down there to play tiddlywinks. We're coming down there to fight. Just want you to know. But, yeah. Is there any more questions in the comment section? Oh, here we go. Musi was cool. As the other side of the yeah, I agree. UNC ain't a slacking team like some other Power Fives. You know, I honestly, I will say that's true. I will say that's true. I know they went 6-7 last year in the ACC, but I anticipate them to be better this year. A lot of the games they lost last year were close games, so I think they'll be a better team this year. They have a good coach. Quite honestly, I said it earlier on Twitter. I think if Drake May had been if Mac Brown had a quarterback like Drake May to follow up Colt McCoy at Texas, Mac Brown's probably still the coach at the University of Texas. I think that for sure, because that was his problem, as someone else stated. He had trouble beating Oklahoma, and he had trouble trying to replace Vince Young or find another Vince Young. That was his issue, and he never did it. And that's why he went to television for a little while, and that's why he is where he is now. UNC lost their top 3 offensive producers last year of the draft. That's why UNC was down a bit. Oh, yeah. No, it was. And they're going to have to find their new identity. As much as they won by tonight, I still don't think they found their identity. I still don't think they did. They got to look at a lot of guys and stuff so they can see the quality depth they have. And they're deep at running back, just like Florida State's going to probably be deep at running back this year. But outside of that, I mean, I need to see them against the AACC opponent in order to really get a good judgment on them. Well, Michael Carter, Demonte Brown, and Javonte Williams. Yeah, all of them are gone. Plus Ty Chandler's gone. Sam Howell's gone. Oh, well, you already said that. Yeah, Sam Howell's gone too. So, yeah, they're missing quite a few people. I think it's going to be a little minute before we see them get back to their Orange Bowl form from 2020. But overall, dude, look, I'm looking forward to what's going to take place in Miami next week. I think even with a patchwork offensive line, I like FAMU's chances. The wide receiving core is in a better place this year than it was last year. There's a lot of stuff I feel Willie Simmons probably didn't even show tonight offensively as far as looks goes. And I like Moose's ability to even tuck it and run. And I think the Dark Clouds defense will be better next week. I stand by it. What do I think of FSU? Mike Norvell needed that tonight. He needed that. 47-7. He needed that in order to save his own behind and realize, okay, he's got something. He could at least get a bowl game. He needed that bad. Because honestly, if he didn't achieve that 47 mark or 40-point mark, I would have been kind of worried going into a game against a Brian Kelly-led LSU team. But we'll see. What do you think of Travis Hunter? Do you think he's really... All right, so here's my take of rankings with guys like this. I will say this. I don't know how many of you know Nate Craig Myers, who started out at Auburn, then left and went to Colorado State, then ended up at UCF, didn't really play much. He was the number 1 wide receiver in the class of 2016. He didn't amount to much because he bought into his hype. I'm not saying Travis Hunter is the same type of guy, but I don't put a lot of value in rankings. Everyone's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. Travis Hunter in the spring game didn't, in my opinion, from what I can remember, didn't see the top tier competition. So I still have a lot of questions about him. And then the biggest wonder is he going to even be healthy for the game? Last time we saw him, he was in a walking boot at Media Day. And for some reason on God's green earth, I don't know why nobody decided to ask the question of why is he in a walking boot. I get it. You know, Deion probably said something too, you know, don't ask about it for this reason. We're dealing with it, but I don't know. For sure was a dummied down offense because they were missing so many guys. Oh yeah, no, it definitely was. It was. He probably kept it really simple tonight, and you'll probably see more plays come out of the toolbox as the season progresses. Quite honestly, I feel like we didn't see all the looks, in my opinion. Yeah, brought Nick Craig. You know as well as I do, he was one of the most talked about recruits from 2016 and did not live up to the hype. You know as well as I do. I went against him in practice. Honestly, that if there's anybody that I remember that had a terrible work ethic, I questioned myself honestly. How in the world did that guy have the rankings he had and his work ethic was pitiful? He was terrible in the weight room, he was terrible in conditioning, he was terrible running routes. And then he went to the SEC, saw very little playing time, and that was it. Research maybe the backup now. Or Rashawn. Oh yeah, Rashawn McKay is definitely the backup. Oh yeah, no, I know what you meant. Yeah, no, he's definitely the backup. He's the heart of the team because he's one of the leaders on the team, but he's definitely the backup. But he's a reliable backup. At least you know what you're getting. Sometimes on some teams, you don't know what you're getting. At least I feel confident that you can still win games. Should something, God forbid, happen to Musa, I still feel confident that you can still win games with Rashawn McKay. And the offense can still move and operate and still function to some degree. It's not like a situation where, say, God forbid Tom Brady gets hurt in Tampa, and all of a sudden you're stuck with Blaine Gabbert or Kyle Trask. It's not like that. Thankfully, we have a viable option at QB. Oh, whoops, that comment already went up. But, yeah. So, with that being said, if there is no more questions, as well, as you know, Wednesday, tune into the Running Gun podcast. I'll be live with Ace. Ace can probably give us a full monologue of how he plotted and predicted Moose's stat line for tonight. I know he is. And then Tuesday night, we have the Last Give podcast returning with Ace and Flash. So by all means, tune into that. And also, too, I don't know how many people here are fans of hockey, but we also have a hockey preseason breakdown coming out that we're in the works of trying to make. I won't be on it because I'm not the hockey head on this page like the other guys. But stay tuned for that. Got a lot of content coming out. But I'll be back next week. For this, we're live Sunday morning, breaking down FAMU and Jackson State. Not sure if we'll be able to have time to do a recap of the game, but we shall see. But folks, this has been awesome. This was a good start to the year. This was fun. I enjoyed this. Hopefully, if you are traveling from Chapel Hill, have a safe trip getting back. Hey to you too. But yeah, have a safe trip getting back. As always, follow us on all of our social media platforms. I believe the Alabama State Howard game is still going on. I don't know if it's on TV still or if it's on the ESPN app, but go check it out. I know Vanderbilt's leading Hawaii last time I checked, so you might want to go check that out on the CBS Sports app. But as always, yeah, follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook. I know this is streaming live on Facebook right now. It's streaming live on YouTube, and it's streaming live on Twitter. And as always, stay safe, folks. Stay blessed. We will see you next week. Or actually, we'll see you Tuesday.